Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell number 92. Holy cats, you guys. This has been the crazy, well, not crazy, but like getting back into my normal routine is weird. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope as you're watching this, you're being safe. But let's bid farewell to 2020 and the grandest stay-at-home style we can possibly come up with. The year hasn't been that bad for me personally, but watching the struggle with my friends and stuff has been really difficult. I am an extroverted introvert, so I am perfectly fine staying at home, tucked into my craft room, watching TV, watching YouTube videos. I do have to say that when I have missed social gatherings and stuff, like big social gatherings, it has been nice to, communicate with you guys. You guys have made 2020 an amazing year for me personally. And I have heard a number of times in a lot of the cards I've been sent over the Christmas season that the feeling is mutual, that this platform has really helped a lot of people to feel connected and feel like they're part of something still, even though we can't meet in public and do our planned activities or normal activities. So with the more gushy stuff out of the way, grab my coffee over here. I have a bunch of videos I'm planning on trying to film between today and probably Saturday. So you might, over the next 2 weeks, be seeing a lot of this shirt and a lot of this makeup. I don't know. If all goes well, I might have 3 videos today that I film, and on Saturday another 2, but I have a lot of work to do for a couple of these still. So let's start with Christmas stuff. First off, I just brought kind of a couple buckets over here and some bags. I want to share the last couple cards I have gotten. I did not make it to the P.O. box this morning. I mean, it's 9 o'clock. Like, I really could have waited a few minutes to film, but Troy's eating and the cats are otherwise occupied. The washing machine's already going. The dishwasher's already going. This was the perfect time to just stop. So next week, there will probably be a couple more Christmas cards that I share with you guys. But I got a card from the lovely Jane Wynn over at Scraptastic Yarns. I got one from Miss Cindy over at Cindy Hearts, or Cindy Hearts Crochet. I keep calling her just Cindy Hearts. That's on me. This one is from the lovely Wanda. It came all the way from Canada. And she is a big sweetheart. She's a subscriber to a lot of the channels. I was pretty excited to see this one in my mailbox. So this is from Miss Setta over at Setta's Place. And of course, I got her tea. And I love the little, I've got to do more of these next year. I have so many scraps to work through, and I keep sending out tea bags and packages, and I'm like, what do I do with these pieces of paper? And then I've got the big one that Carla sent me with all the little, I still need a tutorial on this one. But anyway, I got a beautiful card, got a great tasting tea, because I know what this one tastes like, and it tastes amazing. And she also sent a beautiful ornament. I wish I had patience to do the cotton ornaments. This one's more like a DK versus the thread, but I just don't have the patience for it. I'll put the tea there. Put that there. This one is from Anita. And Troy was laughing at me because I started humming the Peanut song when I was opening. I opened all these in the car. I was so excited. And she also included an adorable little ornament. I think this year, pull set is to the side too. I'm going to put together a tree that just stays up in the craft room where I can start adding these things because I've got 4 or 5 from last year too. This is from Michelle, the crafty farm gal, right? I talk to her more like on Facebook and stuff than I do through YouTube now. So now I think it's Crafty Farm Gal. And she sent me a beautiful angel. He's sparkly. Because we know Carrie's brain goes, ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny. I got this beautiful card from Roseanne. And it might not be Christmas, but it's gorgeous. And the final card, which when she shared this picture on Facebook, I was just like, I love it. And then it's on her card too. So if you don't know, this is Rel from the Dabbling Hook. Now, everybody I know has a channel. I will link them down below in the description box. When in doubt with my channel, always check the description box for patterns, for channel links that I mention. Also, all of my contact information is down below in the description box. So like, check that out if you're trying to get in touch with me and don't want to leave a public comment. My Instagram, my email, all that stuff is down in the description box below. So I'll have Jane and Michelle and Rel all tagged down below. I don't know why Rel's octopuses like just crack me up every time. I bought her Grinch one. It should be sitting right here. I should have brought him down here, but he's on top of my fireplace under my TV. And the other thing I got is Christmas, not Christmas, but this is from Melissa. And she had placed an order at scrapbook.com and ended up with some stamps. So first off, we have a beautiful Christmas card. And enclosed, she enclosed 2 stickers. And the stickers are to honor her mom who had pancreatic cancer and loved wolves. Which these are awesome. Pancreatic cancer is very dangerous, you guys. It is frequently not diagnosed until you've progressed pretty far along. Please be an advocate for your own health. If something feels wrong and your doctor isn't taking you seriously, please be an advocate for your health. Browbeat them if you have to getting the help you need. PSA for today. Also, she included these 2 stamp sets. This one is a Jen Long set. It's just got some generic bits. And then this one is scrapbook.com set. And I love these little sets of stamps. If you're looking to start doing card making and you don't really know where to start with stamping sentiments, these inexpensive little scrapbook.com ones are so great. I use the Christmas one a lot. I've got a thank you one I use a lot. So now I've also got the birthday one that I can add in. Thinking of you, happy birthday, and thanks. They're very inexpensive. My experience is they hold up very well, and I love using them. So thank you very much, you guys. I love the cards. Officially, my ribbon runners in the kitchen are full. And we'll probably start taking down Christmas early this year. Not because we really want to, but our allergies are starting to get to us, and it's really hard to, like, really clean the house when you've got decorations everywhere. So, in order to move on to one section of my makes, I do have to discuss Christmas gifts from my husband. So let me slide my cards from you guys into a safe location. Sorry. I'm sure the top of my head looks real attractive. So first off, I knew I was getting this because I literally saw it on Facebook. Somebody had just bought one in one of the knitting groups I belong to. and she had gotten one in mint green, and I was like, I love it. So I sent it to my husband, and of course, like a week and a half later, there was an Etsy package. So I knew I was getting this project bag. I am yarned and dangerous, as always. It was quite appropriate for the year we had in 2020, and yeah. So I could not come up with anything to really ask, like a big gift to ask for Christmas this year. Most of the things I would have asked for in other years, I've either purchased something similar or have realized I really can do what I need to do with what I have. I'm enjoying not purging things out of my stash. I do have a couple of things I'll be purging. I've already got email confirmation on rehoming some things, but I love all my yarn. I love all my fabric. I don't want to get rid of anything, but I really want to use what I have. Once again, that will be a theme for 2021, is using what I already have that I love. I have a Cricut, so I really didn't need like a Cricut maker. I haven't done a whole lot of colored stamping in the last 2 years, so I really don't need like a brother scan and cut. Now there are a couple times where I really could have used one instead of fussy cutting things out of paper, but by and large, it wasn't something that like I would have thought to ask for. So Troy really did struggle with like that one. We normally do a lot of small goofy gifts and then one big gift. I have my stand mixer. I have, I didn't need a new computer this year. I didn't need, any type of technology. There was really nothing I was looking for this year. So I did send him on what for him was probably a very frustrating errand of, here's a link. I like these colors. Here's a link. I like these sizes. But I did have to be very specific on certain things, and I'm doing this wrong, I think. No, it only goes in that way. Okay. So one of the things I asked for, this is from Twiddler's Nook on Etsy, and I will leave a link down below. But this is a little magnet piece here on a little base, and it's for my dies. When I'm working at my desk, I'm really bad at, especially when I'm cranking out like a bunch of cards where they're kind of similar. My dies get lost on my desk a lot, and I hadn't thought about needing something like this. These are little sample snowflake dies that I got as free gifts with one of these other purchases, but I still think I've got this backwards. But anyway, once this is set up on my desk, I'm not going to be moving it again, but I can set this up on my desk, and as I'm working, just throw my dies on it, and that way they stay visible and don't get hidden in the shuffle. I'm pretty sure I've had a couple of small dies about this size that have just gone missing. Also from Twiddler's Nook, and it's ironic because these are 3D printed things, and we'll get to that, but I asked for her sequin container because it's got the little pour spout. Now, I don't use a whole lot of sequins unless I do shaker cards, but when I do, it's kind of a pain in the butt because I do like keeping mine in these little plastic bags. So having that to be able to just things back in. And then a free gift with that were these little avocado heart sprinkles, which are so stinking adorable. Troy was laughing at me because I think I was more excited about those than the things I actually had asked for. The other crafty errand he went off on, which is where I got the, here we go, Twiddler's Nook. And site information. This is going to turn into, ooh, wow, I'm pink. That totally altered the color balance. There we go, coming back to normal here. So I have been eyeballing these for a while now, and before Christmas, I did actually purchase a couple. I bought the die to cut out the large stamps, but these are the two I asked for. So these are sentiment strips, and this set is the Simple Strips of Friendship, Let Your Light Shine, From Your Favorite Friend, Adulting is Hard, Friends Help. Look at You Being Awesome, You Are My People, Hang in There, Friend. And the big die set looks like a big version of this. So I can stamp all of these at once, line up the registration marks here with the dies, and cut them all out at once with my Cuttlebug. This other set is Simple Strips Background, Happy Birthday, A Note to Make You Smile, Pop Fizz Clink Cheers, Welcome Little One, Deepest Sympathies, Your Kindness Means So Much. So there's sentiments that I'm hoping to use a lot more this year. I really need to get a good set of thank you cards together because I have a lot that I need to send out. And I was really remiss this year in getting out my thank you cards in a timely manner. I also don't, if I make sympathy cards, I make 20 at a time because it is always hard to acknowledge loss. That's never a pleasant thing. I would rather be able to send out the card quickly and put my effort into writing a heartfelt, thoughtful note than making something spur of the moment. So now I did not already have the mini set. So I got Harvest, which is all fall themes. To You and Yours, Happy Thanksgiving, Bountiful Blessings. I got the Easter mini set. That's Hello Spring, Happy Easter, Easter Blessings, Have a Joyful Day, and then Halloween. And these would have come in really handy because I really loved the Doodlebug collection with the little strips on them. But this is Boo to You, Trick or Treat, Happy Haunting, Open If You Dare, Ghostly Greetings, Happy Fright Night, things like that. So I got mini die plus a couple of the little mini sets, and those will get a lot of love. I can already tell you those will get a lot of love. I don't do a whole lot of colored stamping, but I do use a lot of sentiment pieces. I'm right now on the hunt for a really good wide banner set that matches size-wise with a lot of the sentiments I already have in my stamp collection. But I also asked for the Simple Storage strip set. So this is actually really cool. I am not a huge fan of purchasing specialized storage for a lot of things, but in the process of using these, even if I don't use this for storage, if I store these how I think I'm going to store them, this will come in handy while card making. So there's 2 trays in here, and they look like this. Once I cut out the sentiment strip, I can lay all of the copies of it out. So, like I said, I'm not normally a huge fan of specialized storage, especially something like this. But this is the kind of thing when I'm bulk making cards, when I'm sitting down making 100 Christmas cards in a week, this is very useful for me as a in-the-moment crafting. So I did ask for one of these. The other thing I ended up with, it was not on my list or even something I had even considered what I would do with it, is a 3D printer. They got a very good one, a good quality one, but not like the super huge ones or a tiny one where I couldn't really do things. But it's more like an embroidery machine where you adjust everything on the computer to how you want it, take the SD card, save it to the SD card, put it in the machine, and hit your programming presets, and it prints. So I've been trying to figure out how to use it. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, we'll have seen 2 posts where I'm like, this is going to be a huge learning curve, you guys. Not just learning a machine. Like Cricut software was like easy to use, but like when you want to make your own decals, trying to figure out like Inkscape or anything like that is a bit overwhelming because there's so much you can do. Or even Photoshop. Like I don't use Photoshop, so it's a lot. It's a lot for me. 3D printing is a whole new can of worms. We've been able to ascertain my printer works fine. When there are errors, frequently it's user error or software error. So I did download a new slicer, which is the technology you use to set everything up and do your designs and stuff. I am right now working with some free files from Thingiverse. But the first thing I printed was this little trinket box. And this is using the, if you're familiar with 3D printing, this is the PLA filament that came with my machine. There are some, you can see right there, like the edges are a little rough. I did this on a good print level, so it lays down little tiny strips of plastic. So this was a larger thing, so it's a little bit more textured, but I was really just trying to make sure I knew how to use it. I was feeding things into the machine properly, things like that. Like it wasn't supposed to be a spectacular piece. That was one of the pieces that came preloaded on the SD card for you to try to print. Then I tried something I found on Thingiverse. Now this had a lot of boo-boos. I've cleaned up a lot of them, but you can see like on him, there's a lot of burrs and stuff around his eyeballs. These are stitch markers, which I thought that was pretty cool. Somebody had designed a sheet of stitch markers, but you can see on the back where the software that came with my machine just did not like this at all. I don't think it's the design, because I did reprint them later on. This is the front side, and this is the back side. I do have a couple little bits. That's what I was talking about with the little strands. I do have a couple little spots where the plastic was actually heated too high. So I got like, kind of like when your hot glue gun gets little strandy bits. I did get some cobwebbing, but not nearly as bad. And that was a much finer detail, and these are much thinner. So these will hold up to like maybe size 6 needles. These would go up to 10s. Then, in between that, I was able to get the owl to print that came with it. This was on the new software. I redid the design on the new software. I did not add any supports or rafting or anything like that. If you're familiar with 3D printing, I did not do that. So like his little eyebrow tufts are a little janky, but by and large, like this is the filament Troy bought me to test with. I really liked this. I thought this worked out really, really well. I went back to what came with my machine, and these were kind of disastrous. I still need to come in and file everything. I haven't filed anything or sanded it, but these are bookmarks. From the front, they look okay, but both of them kind of turned out janky. They ended up with a whole bunch of... My machine overprinted. I think it was trying to build a raft, but I set this up with the original software that came with my machine, and that's when I realized like that slicer software was really not great software. So I did download Cura, and that's what I'm messing with now. I know there are better, more CAD light things out there that I can use specifically for 3D printing, but we're not there yet. But I did do my first big print, and I'm so excited about this. I have a 3-day print planned to start tonight. My filament for it will be here tonight. I did order some more. Troy got me a 3-pack of copper, gold, and silver, and then it came with the white. So I did order a couple other things to play with color-wise, but this was a 22-hour print, and I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I did have a support here, and when I popped it off, it was, I didn't take my time with it, and I still need to clean up. Like I said, I haven't done any filing or sanding. I did end up with a couple little overheat boogers, And there was one in the back there, but it popped out pretty nicely. But it's a little bowl for the desk. And the bottom, I had some lifting issues. That was user error. That was me. So it's not as smooth in the back bottom as it should be. But I'm pretty pleased with it so far. So I've slowly yet surely been trying. Now, I do have a big project. Like I said, it's going to take 3 days to print. It's big. I did want to test to see how it did for a 1-day project with this, because how cute is he? And he matches my little markers. I will probably put this beside the desk, or not beside the desk, beside the sofa for my ends when I snip my ends off. That gives me a place to stick my ends. But yeah, I'm slowly yet surely. I would have never asked for a 3D printer, because I would just be like, I can just buy it from somebody else who printed it. But this has been fun, and it is actually interesting. I would be interested in being able to do more of my own designs, but that will, I mean, we're looking at like 2022 before Carrie's up on that. Right now, being able to alter things. This was a size altering process. He was supposed to be much, much bigger than he is. I did drop the size down. There is a version that has like it's double walled, and it's got like a cup, not all the way down. And it's more like a succulent planter, and I'm thinking about printing one of those too, but I'm kind of pleased with how he turned out. So far, everything, like once I changed software, has been pretty good. So, we're already 26 minutes in. I have one more group of things to show you. I know Vlogmas is a very overwhelming time when you've got people. There are so many wonderful content creators who participate in things like Vlogmas that it is very hard to keep up on things. So, there is a huge difference in my view numbers for like show and tells versus Vlogmas. But if you missed it or didn't watch like any of my intro stuff or pre-Vlogmas stuff, I made 2 advent calendars for myself. One was 20 grams of fingering weight yarn. One was 30 grams of worsted weight yarn. And they were just scraps I had used over the last 2 years. Nothing, fancy or anything like that. It was 100% free, aside from the glassine bags I used to put my yarn balls in. So last night, I officially finished making blocks with my worsted weight. All of these that are on their side are solid colors. All of these in this stack facing up are multicolored. The scraps. I am going to border these in either a white, beige, or black, because I don't have enough navy blue, but I do have off-white and black, definitely plenty of. But they will be bordered and sewn together to make a blanket. I haven't decided how I'm going to integrate everything together, but I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 54. I've got 55 blocks. So, they are, like, because yarn weights are slightly different, even though they're all worsted or size 4, you do have some size shift in some of these. By the time I'm done blocking them, though, I think we'll be fine. Or not blocking them, bordering them will be fine. So I might do, I might end up adding some more blocks. I don't know. That's tomorrow's problem. Today was sharing with you, I did complete the blocks. But that is and I think all of these are actually from 2019 and 2020, with the exception of like 3. A lot of people got a kick out of me pointing out this is a self-replicating yarn. I swear, finished 30 balls of this stuff, and I still keep finding more of it in my stash. I had one of those in my fingering weight one too that was pretty funny. But by and large, most of those were used in the last 2 years. Now this one, I know these were all used in the last 2 years. This is my fingering weight project. I made so many bad choices with this. I should have ended it early. So I kind of, and I hate to say I only kind of used the Lena shawl pattern, because I did actually use the Lena shawl pattern. But when you make structural augmentation to a pattern like that, I moved my increases and decreases, because you end up with a very firm line when you do your increases and decreases in the very last stitches. So I moved mine in. That way everything was, well, let's start from the beginning. It's the best place to start. I moved all my increases and decreases in, but I did use the Lena's pattern. I will try to lay this out before I upload the video and give you a picture of the whole thing together, but the top edge of this is like 10 feet long. It's beyond huge. I mean, it's huge. But as a scarf, I'm just saying, this is like the warmest scarf anybody could ever wear. It's still wrapped around. So when it is, so like Christmas morning here, we got like 25 snowflakes. I would not call that a white Christmas yet, but we did get 25 snowflakes. It was, the real feel was 9 degrees at one point. It was freezing. Wish I had had this done for Christmas morning. It can be worn as a shawl. It can be worn as a scarf, technically. This does kind of put my Doctor Who scarf to shame in length. It is a very, very impressive piece. But it is very warm. I will have no issues whatsoever with my ends not staying tucked back. So yeah, I should have used a different pattern for this. I should have thought a little bit more about how big this was getting and going ahead and just making 2 projects instead of one big one. But it is kind of epic. I do kind of wish I'd done a stole instead of a triangle. But I can still wear it as a stole. I mean, it's still so huge. And I'm actually really pleased with how all the colors play together. I think you get the widest variety. You want to do this. You know, there are some colors in there where I was worried how they would work in, like this Vegas lights. But by the time it all came together, I mean, yeah, it's bright there, but it still coordinates to everything, because it had this shiny purple, and then there was purple and bright pink, and this one here. I mean, it just all kind of worked together. Now, I did just throw these in a bucket and mix them all up and then put numbers on them. I didn't arrange the color palette for this at all. You really can tell, though, how much blue I have used in the last year. And same thing looking at the worsted weight. I mean, there's just so much blue. The last year, I've been so into the color blue, it's not even funny. So that is everything I've worked on this month. I've played with some, where's my scissors? There's my scissors. I have my pokey pokies and my tapestry needle in the box with the blocks, because I did just finish weaving in the ends last night. But yeah, it took everything I had to finish the advent calendars, which is fine. I'm not mad whatsoever. I didn't do anything else. And then these, you know, I'd take 15, 20 minutes tinkering with the file, and then the printer does the work. Like it just kind of does its thing. You check in on it periodically to make sure everything's going fine. Sorry, that spot where I broke the support out not so gingerly is kind of annoying me. And his eyeball. I'm sure that's not pleasant for you guys to listen to. All right. So I will be, like I said, filming a couple more videos today. Some will come out more immediately. Some will come out much later. We'll just kind of, but I hope you guys have a fantastic New Year's Eve. I hope that, 2021 is, oh, wait a minute. I got something still in here. Oh, no, I shared that. Okay. Once again, if you watch me during Vlogmas, I bought one of Tracy from Crochet Rosetti's. Oh, Debbie. Let's get a text message from the Canadian crocheter. Oh, that'll be so much fun. Anyway, I hope that 2021 fills you guys with nothing but love, joy, blessings, happiness, togetherness, peace. I hope that tonight is a celebration to remember. You know, no more of this party like it's 1999. Let's party like it's about to be 2021. And I hope that, as always, I hope that you guys are blessed beyond measure. And I love you. Thank you so much for your support in 2020. Thank you so much for your kind words, your lovely messages. I have received some of the most amazing personal letters and emails from you guys over the last year that really have just made everything wonderful for me. And getting to know so many of you guys has just been a blessing beyond compare. I love you all. Please take care of yourselves. Be well, be healthy, be strong, and I will see you all next year. Love you guys.